And we're live here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive. It's going to be another exciting interview. I have Sonya here, and she's a soul and money coach. So she's going to tell us all about that. So, Sonya, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Why don't you start out by sharing a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
So I help women, mostly women, with healing their money relationship and a deeper connection to soul. So my journey started out 35, 40 years ago, shall I say? Don't want to give away age here, but yes, I was young then. And my first career was income tax and accounting, which went into health and wellness, which went into spirituality, wrapping that all back into how I support women mostly. Some men also I've worked with to really step into their true self and claim that voice, that victory of soul and step forward and to claim their wealth into the world. So there's a series of, where a person's at when they come to me as to the work that we'll do with them. But that's generally the path we take them into this greater version of themselves. I do believe in heaven on earth, and it starts individually with each one of us.
Well, that's amazing. But I'm a little curious. So, you started with money, taxes, and then you ended up kind of more in the spiritual.
Yeah,
Can you talk a little bit more about this journey and kind of what got you
unpack that.
doing what you're doing? Yeah.
Yes. So I think at 37 years old, I realized I wasn't getting any younger, and that's when the health began for me. The seeking of health. It was I knew I wasn't getting older. I wasn't sick. I was actually quite healthy and quite holistic in my lifestyle. No medications, very little doctors. Had raised four children, also with that same mindset. Of course, we did the well care visits, but we were a healthy group as a whole. But I knew I wasn't getting any younger. And, most people, when they're getting older, that's when their health challenges start to set in. So that brought me into the path of health and wellness. Little did I know I was already receiving the techniques, that my first healing technique that I would pick up. I was actually receiving since I was 18 years old as well. And that was a non-force chiropractic technique called BEST, bioenergetic synchronization technique. And that's all about mind, body, spirit alignment, going for homeostasis in the body, right?
Hmm.
So going for that full health. But what it taught me was alignment. So I recognized during tax season, I was my stressful time of year, I would go for the additional session just to hold my alignment stronger because, when we're under stress, it's easier to go out of alignment. Our self-care is not generally not as high quality, so it's easier to get caught up in the mental, the emotional, what's next on the to-do list, and all of that. Any of that can pull us out of our alignment. And then from there, that took me deep dive into the world of energy medicine and did the deep exploration, really start to understand how it is that we heal. I started self healing back in 2006. No medication of any form since 2006. Probably the closest thing I could say to medication would be an occasional essential oil, an occasional arnica, a little peppermint here, there, a little lavender here and there. But really, I work with acknowledging whatever it is that's the challenge and processing my way back through that. And what I mean by that is usually if there's a health challenge, you can look 24 hours prior to the first symptoms to what was the experience you were going through then. And there's a lot of reflection that if you can clean that up, that's a lot of times where it gets created. Now, if it's chronic, there's deeper story there. We can come in with stuff that we need to heal, and there's epigenetics. There's many factors to when things can come on, but our system is constantly communicating with us and will give us clues along the way. So I was listening to those. I'm quite intuitive, um, quite empathic, and that took me deeper into well, then I had my divorce, which was the big, as they say, the dark night of the soul. And a lot of healing that I had to go through as a result of that. And then that's, I could have sat back at that point and did nothing and just, ate bonbons and sat on the couch. And I did that for a little while as I was in the recovery from the divorce healing. And that got old. And I could feel atrophy setting in, death setting in. And I asked my aligned connection, my soul, what's that about? And it was, I have more gifts to share with the world. And it started to feel like a crime to sit and do nothing, which then put me into a lot of business training. Oh boy, a lot of business training, working with many mentors along the way. And one of them recognized my intuition and she said, you're spot on. Why don't you work with your intuition more? Which took me into offering readings at the time. And the very first person I actually gave my card to that said that booked me in for a reading. And afterwards, she said, I have to introduce you to my friend, Jennifer Urizio, who is the founder of Soul Language, which is there are 107 languages of soul. We each have three. And I am a peacemaker, teacher of integrity, passage inventor. So my soul is designed to take people to find that pathway, create that pathway through the connection, through a soul to soul connection into integrity and peace. So that's what my soul is designed to naturally do. And because I started off with money, therefore came all the way full circle with not only sacred partnership with soul language, with which is your own three core energies. That's the axiom of quest. This is your purpose in life. It's what you will always aim for. Mine is peace. I will always go with peace. People work with me, they feel peace afterwards. That's 100%. Doesn't matter whether we're doing a tax return and they owe thousands of dollars to the government, or whether we're having a healing session, a conversation. Peace is something that just flows through me very naturally, and it exudes off onto the people that I connect with and work with. And as I took my cycle through soul language, then sacred partnership with money, soul language was a next option for me. And of course, that was where it tied back together. So I have this natural ability within me, as well as a lot of training, a lot of skill sets there that I have tied all together to help people to own this within themselves. And I own it within myself. I'm financially free. Uh, I live on a 7-acre property that I am creating a food forest, which soon we'll be building a house on if we don't change our mind and change to another property, although we have quite a bit vested here in food planting so far. So I have a very holistic way of being, and that comes from that teacher of integrity. I mean, we like, teacher of integrities like to have the whole scope of life available to them. Yeah, so that was a lot, and just open it up for any questions or
Yeah, no,
comments.
no, it's an amazing journey. I'm a little curious though. Obviously, you do taxes, but how else do you help people with money?
Yeah, no, so I do no longer do taxes. Now I do coaching. I coach people wherever they're at on their journey. So really it's about stepping into, so if they have challenges with money, the money relationship, I leave the taxes. I actually stopped doing taxes in 2013 professionally.
Okay.
And I've been working with coaching and working with people on their energy and their alignment, their connection with their soul, their connection with their mindset, their feelings. It's all in there. Any piece. If there's physical symptoms, we're connected. It's all one unit. It's all connected, and we have such a deep relationship with money. That relationship starts when we're about 2 years old, and it's made up of our relationship with ourself. It's made up of our relationship with money itself and our relationship with the world. So I really work customized with my clients wherever they're at and whatever their intentions or whatever their goals are. And in the later years, I'm focusing that more towards wealth, money, having that wealth consciousness, because I'm here for the people who are to leave a legacy. I have the ability to support them in that container and really help them get there a lot easier and a lot smoother, faster, all the way around.
Amazing. So it's like helping people kind of release blocks they have for money and allowing more abundance? Or is
Yep,
there?
it's not only releasing blocks, right? So it's and those blocks could be at the physical level, they could be energetic, they could be from the lineage, from the ancestors, they could be in the belief system, they could be in their environmental experience. So we look at them specifically for where their challenges are, their blocks, whatever's slowing them down, stopping them, we clear that, as well as we expand out. So I don't go one direction and we can go back and forth. It's really what is it right now that person is working on, and what does their soul guide us through that. And in the process, I help them develop their relationship with their soul, their relationship with money. So all of that gets cleaned up, and that's how the grace and ease flows through.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So is it like a course or a program, or you just work with people individually?
I work with them individually. I do have courses. I have mastermind. I have a mastermind that I'm getting ready to start. I don't have a start date on that yet, but it will be coming within the next, I would say 3 months, maybe six, but probably within the next three. Um, yeah, and right now it's one-on-one coaching is where I'm mainly at. I have some courses that students that are currently with that are have been currently with me, they're in, but those are closed to people who have already been in courses with me. So previous, I've done year-long programs, and I'm looking to get into that year-long high-end mastermind again.
I see. And do you ever do any group work, or is it strictly one-on-one?
Yeah, no, group work is, I actually love working with group. I just finished teaching a 14-month class with a group. So yeah,
Wow.
I've been doing group work since 2020, helping people to shift their energy, helping them to clear out, I say as the soul steps in, the false self steps out. There's not room for both.
Right.
So the more soul embodied we are, life flows. Right? There's the ego, right? The ego will want to edge God out, will want to take us out of soul. There's, the mental body, the emotional body, those can play games with us, but body never lies. And this is what I tune into. Soul never lies. Soul is always guiding us. It's always pure love. It's always supporting us all the way through. And money, too, is a very pure relationship that is available, but many people, because of their experiences, because of their genetics, the lineage that they've been handed down, they have some stuff there that needs to be reorganized, is how I like to say it.
So what's the first step if I'm maybe, or somebody listening is struggling with money or finances and they don't know why? What would you recommend as their first step?
So I would recommend that they have a conversation with me.
Mhm.
And if they didn't want to do that, that wasn't available to them right now, I would say, they need to tune into their hearts, tune into their connection with the earth and their connection with their soul. And through that aligned connection, that's where all of the work really happens. That's where a lot has to be cleaned out. All of the energy centers run along that line, all of the main ones, I should say.
Right.
And so when those are cleaned out and having the conversation, understanding the interpretation there. So this is where the benefit of me, and one of my irks in the energy world is people say their chakras are open or they got cleared. Well, my question to that is, did you have another thought? Did you have another experience in life? Because if you did, you quite possibly could block yourself back up again,
Right.
because we're dynamic in nature. This is not a one and done. The journey of life is not a one and done. Healing is not a one and done. It's a constant, tuning into that relationship. So tuning into the relationship with the true self and the alignment. I point here because it's like an energetic cord. That's the spine is our physical representation. There is an interior of the spine is the central channel, is what I like to call it, the energetic cord, the shushumna, There are other names for it, but it's basically the cord of energy that connects through Earth, connects up into the heavens. We have our energetic field, our aura, or our toroidal field. All of this information is in there, and it's a matter of connecting in and keeping it clear, and then clearing out any of the things that are the traps that take you back there, blocks. This is oftentimes how they're referred to. I'm really open to all the languages that come to me because it's energy. It's all energy at the end of the day. And just keeping that energy clean and clear and smooth. And we're here for expansion. We're here. We are sacred.
Yeah.
And if we're not experiencing heaven on earth, why not? There's some stuff going on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just to make it that simple, that's what I work on, helping people clear. And it is through the alignment that the clearing happens. Just what can you do on your own is to sit into your heart center, connect your heart into the heart of the earth, connect from there, connect up into the heart of heaven, right? That's the
Mm.
simple way to say it. And to know that it is a line there. There is a line of energy that runs through there. And it's unique and specific to each one of us. And our unique, specific information is in there. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So you said you primarily work with women, but you're open to some men as well. And
Yes.
is there like, are you taking any woman? Is it like anyone that from, real financial hardship to women that are maybe, really, working
So
professionals or
yeah, I can really work with anyone. I typically like to work with women that are ready to take action in their life. They're generally somewhere in their leadership. They're heart centered. My people are all heart centered, very heart based. And if they're not, they probably wouldn't be listening to us this far.
yeah.
And yeah, so, and they're looking to make an impact. They want more out of their life than where they're currently at. That's really the parameters that I set. So I say heart centered leaders, women, those are if we want to start narrowing it down, but I am very diverse. And my youngest client has been 18 years old. My oldest is 84. I have an 84-year-old that's currently in the class that I'm teaching right now. And yeah, so I have a wide variety of people that I have worked with. And it really, like, we all have this energetic system that's running through us. And with that permission and that connection, the work will unfold.
Awesome. Beautiful. How can everyone find you?
So I have a uh, sacred wealth reset and activation 7-minute meditation. If people would like, that's a really easy starting point. It's free. If they just want to leave a comment in the below this live and to say wealth, I will direct message with them and get them over a copy of that meditation. And that
Awesome.
would be the start. And from there, if they want to have a consult, we can open that up and see where things go from there.
Cool. Anything we didn't talk about that you want to share?
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I love what you're doing here to heal, to nourish, to heal. This is definitely my language, to thrive. I'm actually in Thrive Academy right now myself as a business training that I'm currently in. So yeah, I that's what I'm about. So thank you, Derek, for bringing this and offering this from your soul to the world. And what a gift you are. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. We really appreciate you sharing all your gifts today and for being here with us. If you're watching, listening, and you resonate with Sonya and you want to connect with her, make sure you comment wealth, and she'll message you with her program, and she'll also put some links in the comments so you can find her in different places. And yeah, I think that's it, Sonya. Is there any final words you want to leave everyone with?
Just know that you're sacred and know that you can have it. I think, I can tell you in the thousands of clients that I've worked with, most people are playing at 10% of their possibility. So play full out.
Love that. I love that. Thanks again for sharing. Thanks everyone for watching. If you like what we're doing here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive, come and interview and we'll spotlight you and let you share your gifts. Or if you're struggling, we'll give you the support you need. So we'll see everybody next time.